Tiger Brands is recalling about 20 million KOO and Hugo's canned vegetable products over safety concerns, and this is due to potentially defective cans. For more on this, I'm joined now by Mary Jane Morifi, who is the Chief Corporate Affairs and Sustainability Officer at Tiger Brands. Ms. Morifi, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Perhaps let's start with a question that many perhaps are wanting to find out. How do they identify, how do they know if the foodstuff that they have consumed is part of the batch that you are recalling?
Good afternoon, Tammy. We have provided information to consumers to identify the batches of cans that we are recalling, and the guidance we have provided is cans with a manufacture date of the 1st of May 2019 and the 5th of May 2021. And the reason why it's such a long period is we've done the cut-off based on when this third-party supplier started supplying us some of the cans. And the way that consumers would identify on the can, either on the bottom or at the top, it will be stamped with the manufacture date.
So give us the specifications again. What do they actually look for when they're looking at the can?
Unfortunately, the kind of defect is on the side seam where the can has been welded when it was produced, and that part of the can will be underneath a label. So we realize that consumers will not be able to peel the label and see whether there is a leak. And I need to point out also that sometimes the leak might be so small that it might not necessarily be visible to the naked eye. So to ensure that we covered all the potential cans that might have this latent defect of a side seam weld that is weakened, we rather went with the manufacture date that consumers will be able to see, which is date stamped on the can itself, either, as I said, on the bottom of the can or the top of the can.
And just a summary of those manufacturing dates that you are putting the parameters on.
Yes. It's the 1st of May 2019. And the 5th of May 2021. And as I said, the reason why is we are picking those dates is that that's when this third-party supplier started supplying us with cans. We know that there's probably not the 20 million that are being will have this latent defect, but to ensure that we put our arms around the entirety of the number of cans that might be out there, we have expanded the capture date to cover both the 1st of May 2019 and the 5th of May 2021.
So what would be the health risks, Ms. Morifi, for somebody who may have consumed these products?
Yeah, the health risks, Tammy, might arise as a result of if that seam fails and is in an environment where there might be bacteria or pathogens that might be able to get into a can that has got a compromised seal. And from the studies that we have done with the food safety experts, they have advised that the likelihood of that happening is extremely low. But we have decided as a company that we will take a decision based and guided by the consumer safety. You asked me about, what might be the likely impact of that, of the consumer consuming this product. It could be minor to food poisoning, but as I said, the incidences would be low. I need to point out to consumers as well that to date, we have not had any consumer complaints related to that side seam weld. Neither have we had any consumer complaints related to or health complaints reported to date. But Tammy, we are, as I said, quality is very important to us. There's our quality assurance processes that pick this up. And in the interest of consumers, we have decided to recall all potential cans that might be out there that might be susceptible to the side seam leak.
Ms. Morifi, what then is the plan of action if one does indeed examine the batch that they have at home and it falls between the 1st of May 2019 and the 5th of May 2021? What should they then do?
Yeah, the consumers can actually take the can back to the retailers, any retailer, or to their wholesalers, And they don't have to return it to the store where they bought it, because we do not require proof of purchase for a refund. And they will be given a full refund for the can that they send back to the retailer or the wholesaler.
There was an issue that South Africa experienced before with listeriosis, and that was a health concern and a problem for the country. You did change suppliers after listeriosis. What is going to be your plan of action regarding this particular supplier? Is it a supplier issue?
It's a supplier issue. There's acknowledgement from the supplier that there is a defect with some of the batches. We discovered a 7th batch, 6 batches of cans that they had provided to us. What we have done, which is why we are cutting off on the 5th of May, both our technical team and the supplier's technical team work together to identify the root cause of what could have caused the side seam to fail and not to bond properly. And as a team, bringing in also some metallurgical experts, they identified some of the gaps. They have closed those gaps and have heightened the quality assurance and review process. So they're still providing us with cans, but under this new quality assured regime that has been put in place.
Ms. Mary Jane Morifi, thank you for that debrief. And she is the Chief Corporate Affairs and Sustainability Officer at Tiger Brands. So do go into your cupboard and take a look and see if maybe some of the brands that you've purchased or some of the tins that you've purchased do fall within the dates of the 1st of May 2019 and the 5th of May 2021. She says you can return them to any retailer. It doesn't necessarily have to be the one that you had actually purchased the goods from.